What's up, everybody? This is Mr. McCullough here to explain Creative Week number 6. This is officially the last creative assignment before we wrap up quarter 3. So we want to make sure that you get this thing done and that you follow along. But if you do, I promise getting this thing done will be like easy money. All right. So this is going to count for both Wednesday and Thursday, so it's good for 2 days. It's not due until Friday, April 9th, so you got a little bit of time on it, but again, you want to get started as soon as possible. For Creative Week 6, though, it's all about the tag, ladies and gentlemen. A tag for producers is basically a soundbite where you use it to identify yourself, right? So if I make beats and I want people to know who I am, or I want people to know that I made a certain beat, I will make a tag. I will put my tag, which is my unique sound or a little piece of something, on whatever beat I make, and then you know that that was one of my beats, right? So with DJ Khaled, you might hear him say at the beginning, DJ Khaled, or you might hear somebody say, buzzing on a beat, right? Those are all producer tags. When you hear that, you know this specific producer made this beat, and so that's why it's important. As a young producer, as somebody just getting started out, though, it's so important because, again, it lets people who never heard of you before, because you knew, it lets them know who you are and what type of stuff you can do. So if you watch this video over here to the right, it'll explain, not explain, but it'll give you some examples of some of the most popular producer tags. Like if I play this thing right here, skip to the middle. That's Manny Fresh. Right? So you probably have heard all of those before. Those are producer tags. Producer tags is just when a producer comes up with something. They either say their name or they say some catchphrase to let you know it's them. It's my beat, right? So for your 6th creative assignment, you need to create a beat that has your producer tag on it. With this video, I'm going to show you how to make a producer tag, so stick with me, all right? So let's just jump right into it, all right? I'm going to go to soundtrap.com to make my producer tag. That's also the website that I use to make beats. However, any way that you have of recording your voice will work for a producer tag. So if you want to use it in your voice memos, like on your phone or your voice notes, that's fine. If you got some app where you can add filters to your voice, that's cool too. As long as you can put it on your beat, I'm not tripping on how you get it done, all right? So I'm going to enter the studio. And once I enter the studio, I'm going to discard that. I'm going to start a new music project. But here's the thing. I'm not making a beat right now. I'm just making my producer tag, right? So I'm going to call this thing producer tag for studio, right? You should probably name yours something not so lame as I did. But I just came up with that for now. But you can call yours whatever, right? You can just call yours tag or producer tag or my tag, all right? So I'm going to click this button right here over to the left, top left of the screen where it says add new track. I'm going to choose voice and microphones. And what that's going to do is allow me to basically record my voice saying anything I want so I can record my producer tag. Now, if I go back to the directions for the assignment, a couple things you want to consider before you record this thing is, first off, if you can, use headphones. It's going to make your job a whole lot easier, all right? Also, think about how you're going to make your tag sound special or different, right? Each one of these producers in this video, they all got a unique sound with each one of their producer tags because they want it to stand out. If yours don't really sound like anything, it can't really stand out, right? Also, think about whose voice are you going to use. You don't have to use your own voice. You can have your grandma or your cousin or your auntie or your uncle or your nephew. Whoever you want, as long as somebody is saying something that they can use to identify you on your beat, that's cool, right? And just keep in mind, too, if you don't love it, you can always change it later. But the better tag you come up with, the less you have to change it, the easier it is going to be for people to recognize you, all right? So getting back over here to my beat, I'm going to just hit this button that says start recording. I'm going to record myself making a very basic tag, nothing special. And then I'm going to show you different ways you can edit it, play around with it, and make it sound better. So I'm going to click that, and it's going to start counting down. Then I'm going to record my tag. Now, as soon as I hit that, it asks me am I using headphones. So if you are using headphones, click that you are. But I'm not, so I'm going to click I'm not using headphones. I'm gonna hit OK, and then it's gonna count down. Yo, 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 producer tag for the studio. Now that was kind of lame, I will admit. Don't hate on me for being corny with that weak little tag. But a couple things I'm gonna do real quick is I'm gonna shorten that part at the end, and I'm gonna shorten this part at the beginning because that's like dead space. I don't really need it. But I got my producer tag now. So now all I gotta do is basically set it up to where it's something that I actually like, right? I want to change the sound of it, and I want to make it sound like something special. But what I choose to make it sound like is totally up to me. And it's totally up to you in your case too, right? So this is what mine sound like right now. Right? I told you it'd be lame. It was. And as soon anything you see with a knob or a slider like this, you can always change. There's a bunch of different ways to add effects to your voice. So one way to do it is if I click on this thing, right? If I click right on where I recorded, you see that button that says edit? It's in white. If I click that, there's a bunch of different ways that I can change this. I can reverse it, right? And everything I said is going to happen like it's getting played in reverse. So if I click that, sound kind of crazy, right? I'm going to go back so you can hear what I mean, or so you can hear how it was. They got auto tune in there. They got a bunch of different ways to transform it. I can make myself sound like an alien or a baby. Let's see what that baby sound like. I don't actually think it's going to do a good job of it, but let's see. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. It's only one way to find out. They also let you preview it before you do stuff. So sometimes you want to listen and you decide, man, it's kind of lame, and get rid of it, right? So I'm going to listen to it.
Yo, 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 producer tag for the studio.
All right, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of like that, so I'm gonna use that. Right? I'm gonna get rid of that, but there's one more thing I need to do though, ladies and gentlemen. There's another way you can change your sound. Actually, two different ways. One, if you click on this part over here, this purple box that says effects, you click on that. There's a bunch of different effects that you can add to your beat in there. So if I click on one of these empty boxes, I can add effects. Or if I play around with these, it'll change the sounds of it, right? So I can click on this box and go to add effect. And I got a bunch of different effects that I can add to it, right? If I add a flanger, it's going to kind of sound like wah wah wee woo. If I add a fuzz, it's going to add a little buzzing noise in the background. Bunch of different ways to do it. There's also one other way. It's a really good way of doing it. Where all you have to do is, I'm going to get out of here. If you click on this square right here, this is the last way, and this is probably the easiest way to do it too. They got some setups, some preset settings for your voice, and so all of these work as well, right? So maybe you know you making like a or maybe you know you want your sound to sound like some bright rap. You can click on that one. Or you want it to sound like something from a church choir. You can click on that one, right? Or I can click on make it sound like I'm speaking in the telephone, right? So if I click on that, it's going to add that effect to my beat or to my producer tag. And now when I play it, it sounds like I was talking in the... Let me start it from the top though, actually.
Yo, producer tag for the studio.
Right? So it's kind of sound like I'm talking into a telephone, the old school telephones. Now I'm going to save that thing right there. And then while it's saving, I'm going to go back to my other screen and I'm going to go over a couple important things. I'm also going to close this too because this internet is making this slow down. I got about 1,000 tabs open in that. Don't use too many tabs when you're on the internet. I'll be using way too many. But so going back to what the directions say, like I said, you can always change it later. But the most important thing, obviously, if you're making this is one, how do you get your grade? And two, what all am I looking for? So when you make your beat this week, just make sure that the actual beat that you make is 2 minutes long, that you use your producer tag at least 2 different times, that you have at least 5 different sounds in there, and that when you upload it to YouTube, it has a cover photo and a name. So don't just call it track 1. Give it a name. Call it hip hop type beat or snow on top of a mountain, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know, right? The other important thing though is how you actually get the grade. This week is really simple. All you have to do this week is upload your video / beat to your YouTube channel, and then just email me that link for your video. Okay. Now that I've told you all that, so I'm gonna just hit this download button right here. It's gonna download to my desktop, and from there I can add this tag to any beat I want. Now you're gonna make a new beat, but I'm gonna just choose one of my old beats for the sake of time. All right. If you want to, also though, you can remix one of your old beats. So maybe you go into one of your old projects, change it up a little bit, switch up the drums, switch up some sounds. That will work too. But your producer tag needs to be in there, right? So I'm gonna click this beat called, let's see, J. Cole type beat. I'm gonna use that one. I'm gonna go into this. Now, first I'm gonna play it without it, and then I'm gonna show you how easy it is to add your producer tag to it. It's easy though, I promise. All right. So if I play it by itself, this is what it sounds like at first. And then as you go a little further, right, it picks up. But what I want to make sure I do is add my producer tag in there, because how are the people going to know I made that beat? I need my credit, and that's what the producer tag is going to give me. So I'm going to get rid of these, move everything out the way. If I look at the desktop though, there's my producer tag. So I'm going to just drag it over here and drop it right at the beginning of my beat. I don't want it to play in the very first second, so I'm gonna move it down here just a little bit. Zoom in a little bit more. Maybe move it right here. Zoom back out. And just like that, I got my producer tag in there. All I did was just drag it over here and drop it. That easy. Another easy way, if you want to make a copy, if you right click it, hit copy, or Command C, Control C if you want a PC. Wherever you move this purple line right here, that's where you'll drop it. So if I right click again and hit paste, I just put another one in there, right? So when you make your beat, you need to put your producer tag on there at least twice. I got mine on there like 3 times. And when you starting off, I would recommend putting in there a whole bunch, because people will try to steal your beats and use them for free without paying you. But if I listen to it now, and there's my producer tag right at the beginning of the beat, right? So that was real easy. All I did was record myself. I changed up the way it sounded a little bit, and then I just drag it right onto my next, into my whatever beat that it is I created. And that's it. That's all you have to do, ladies and gentlemen. Again, if you don't remember how to make beats, if you need to, you just need a reminder or a refresher, feel free to go back and watch some of the videos from the previous weeks, because it will explain to you how to do that. Also, if you go to the very last slide from this week, there is a tutorial that explains how to upload beats to YouTube. So everything you need is on these slides, but now it's up to you to make it happen. So I hope that helped. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content, because we'll be making more videos every single week. Have a good one, everybody. Hope this one helped you out.